My name's Scott, I'm 28 years of age, I'm from Buckingham. I've got severe haemophilia A and I've got over 20 tattoos. My relationship with tattoos started just over 10 years ago. A bit of a love-hate relationship. I was always told not to get them. As soon as I got my first one, I couldn't stop. I didn't treat any differently than I would do on a normal day, which led to obviously some swelling after the tattoo being done and some bleeding. The recovery process for that tattoo was a little bit painful. Happy with the result? Yes and no. Happy because I got a tattoo. Not happy with the tattoo because I didn't plan what I was getting. When I decided to get my second tattoo, I did put a lot more thought into it. I decided to start off small, ensure that I had my treatment between half an hour beforehand to account for the bleeding, and also made sure that I researched the artist and the tattoo shop I was going to make sure the work I was getting done was done properly. So I showed them what I'd had. They wanted to see how it healed and the process I went through after having the tattoo, how much it bled and if there was any adverse effects from it. As soon as I explained how it went down, they seemed quite happy to treat me, providing I looked after my treatment correctly beforehand and afterwards. Aftercare for a tattoo, even with haemophilia, is no different to someone with a normal tattoo. I still need to make sure I keep it clean and keep the dressing that on it as and when I should. As I continue getting tattoos, I realised I had to be a little bit smarter in how I approached it in terms of time for tattoos and the treatment I was taking. So I started adding a little bit more time with each tattoo, and as that went on I decided I had to add more treatment to go with the amount of time I was sitting for, and the end result was me sitting for over 7.5 hours to get my biggest tattoo. I think the biggest concern for me as a haemophiliac getting a tattoo, it was the excessive bleeding and the impact that would have on the end result, because anyone getting a tattoo, you are causing yourself to bleed. If you bleed too much, your tattoo's not going to hold and you could end up with a bad result. When I first approached my haemophilia team telling them that I wanted a tattoo, their initial reaction was, no, you have haemophilia, you should not get this done. When I went back to them with the tattoo, they were kind of, we told you not to do that, why have you done it? How was it healed, what did you do? Then told them I was going to go and get another tattoo, and they're like, you shouldn't be doing this, but we know you're going to do it anyway. But I explained that I was being careful and I was treating the way that I should without having any issues. When I spoke to others in the community who have tattoos, they've told me that their haemophilia teams looked after them the right way, advised them what treatment to do before and after to ensure the minimum amount of bleeding and injury. And I think that's something that's very important going forward for any haemophiliac wanting to do something like this, is to ensure that they do have the backing of their team and they are advised in the right way to ensure the best results. I don't think I have a specific favourite tattoo. I've got all of them for a different reason. I'm particularly fond of this arm because it's got a lot of superhero themes, something I'm very fond of, but it's also got song lyrics that I got dedicated to my dad. This one probably has to be my favourite, purely because I sat for 7.5 hours as a haemophiliac. I never thought I'd be able to sit for that long and get tattooed without any issues. So I'm proud of that, and the artwork is pretty awesome. And then the last one is this, lad's holiday, and it still makes me laugh. I've already got plans for my next tattoo. I'm actually going to get it here. It's a haemophilia inspired tattoo, inspired by the advocacy work that I do for haemophilia and to represent a bit about myself. Getting a tattoo is not an issue. I'm in control of my haemophilia, so I'm in control of getting my tattoos. My main advice or top tips for anyone with haemophilia wanting to get a tattoo would be, make sure you do your research into what you want. So regardless whether you've got a bleeding disorder, make sure you know what you want in the artist you're going to. Speak to other people with haemophilia and tattoos, find out their experiences and how they treated, and make sure that you're on top of your treatment going for it. Getting tattoos is a massive form of self-expression, and it's something that's very important to me growing up. It's very important to me now. So the fact that my haemophilia hasn't had to define me and stop me from expressing myself the way I want to is fantastic.